Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, stephanies.leabharlann. I'm Stephanie. I wanted to start another reading vlog. I know I haven't posted a video in like months, but we're not going to talk about it. Okay, we're not going to talk about it. Technically, I haven't been reading like actual books, but I want to fix that. I've been reading a lot of fanfics, which I want to do a like individual video about that and like do a reading vlog of me reading fanfics, because that's what I've been doing. But anyway, this video is just gonna try be a reading vlog. I don't know how long it's gonna last because I am back to college next week. This week would have been better to do it because I was on my midterm, but I was really busy and I was working, so that's obviously didn't happen. I'm currently reading 2 books. I'm reading a All for the Aim fanfic on my Kindle, which is called Blame It on My Youth by Your Eyes They Glow, and we're going to talk more about this later because I'm absolutely obsessed. It's so good. Other book that I'm reading that it's technically rereading because I have tried to read it before and then I DNF'd it, but I'm loving it now, but I also may have stopped again because it got to like midpoint of the book and it's just a bit it's a bit boring, you know. It's not boring, but like it's around the place I stopped last time. So that is A Secret History by Donna Tartt. And as you can see, I'm annotating it and I am loving it. I do love this book, but like I said, I'm just at the point, it's like almost the halfway point. It's just before book 2. Pretty sure last time I stopped around that point because I remember what happened last, but I don't remember the outcome of what happened because that's when I stopped, I assume. But yeah, I am loving it and I know that so many people love this book. It's just takes a lot of brain power to get through, and like I said, I'm in college and working, and right now what's fueling me is fanfics. So the main reason for this vlog is the book that I got the other day. I've been meaning to get this for ages and I also have tried to read this before, but apparently I'm all for reading books again that I didn't like before because, for example, Ninth House or The Secret History, you know, so we're going to give it a second chance. And also the movie is coming out in a week. I think it's a week, and I am so excited, and I also want to read the other books which I've reread like so many times. Anyways, I'm building it all up, but that book is The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins, obviously the prequel to The Hunger Games, which I am obsessed with. I tried reading this when it first came out and there was like the big green cover. I got it from the library and I tried reading it, but it just wasn't my vibe. I think I'm just such a Cornelius hater that I was like, no. But now that I know there's Lucy, is it Baird Gray or Bard Gray? Lucy Gray is in it and she's such an icon, and I've seen all the trailers for the movie and I'm just so excited, and I want to read the book first to get all the like insider little eggs, you know. It's just better to read the book first, and then I want to reread The Hunger Games and also watch the new movie and then watch the Hunger Games movies, because obviously like it has to be done like that. I don't know when I'm gonna get the time because I have so many assignments to do once I get back, but we're not going to talk about that. So yeah, those are my reading plans for this vlog. Like I said, don't know how long it's going to go on. Also, like I said, haven't done a video in like forever, so I don't even know how well this is going to go because I'm not used to vlogging anymore, and I don't know when I'm going to get time to edit. But we're not going to be negative, we're going to be positive. Also, I just looked at my necklace and I just remembered, if you follow my TikTok, you'll know my TikTok is just stephanies.leabharlann, I think. I'll link it down below. But if you follow my TikTok, you'll know that I'm like constantly posting about one of my favorite book series, which is the All for the Game book series or the Vauxhall Court book series, and that's what this fanfic is based off of. And I'm constantly talking about it, constantly making TikToks about it. And the other day, Nora Sakovic, the author for the original book series, made a tweet for the first time in like 10 years and basically said that she's writing another book about one of the side characters. Very, very excited. But also, upon reading other people's comments on it and watching their like TikToks, I realized that I have kind of just ignored all her extra content. If you're in the All for the Aim fandom, you will know, but Nora Sakovic's extra content like just isn't the vibe. Like, you know, allow your characters to be happy. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Some of the stuff is good, but like a lot of it I'm just choosing to ignore because ignorance is bliss. And I am kind of scared that she's going to, you know, use those opinions that she has, because obviously she wrote the book, and write them into this new story and just ruin everything for me. Because like, it's the same with kind of like the Marauders. All of the headcanons have just become canon in my head, and I'm just believing everything I read that I want to believe, if that makes sense. Anyways, I have to go to work soon, so I'm gonna go, but I'll give you an update. I'll probably read on my lunch break, and I'm gonna just take this with me and not my Kindle, because I know if I bring my Kindle, I'll read my fanfic. And as much as I love that fanfic, I need to start reading some actual books, because I want to meet my reading goal. And also, there's so many books that I have on my shelves I'm so excited about, and so many books that have come out recently that I'm so excited about and I haven't even touched yet. So that is the plan, and I'll talk to you all when I'm home from work, probably, which is later on.
really liking myself a lot. I think that
Okay, today is Monday, and I know I said that I would start reading this book on my break in work. I didn't get a chance to, because I have a half an hour for a break and I spent it eating. So anyway, I started it today. I am 8 pages in, but I have such a bad problem with saying names wrong sometimes, and for the longest time I thought President Snow's first name was Cornelius, but it's not. I learned that when I was reading his name, and it's literally not spelled like that. It's spelled Coriolanus. I've said it so many times now that it sounds wrong. And I've also listened to Rachel Ziegler, that's her name, right? Or what's the character's name? Lucy Gray Baird's character in the movie for the Songbirds, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And she says his name, and she says Coriolanus. So I've had to listen to that like 4 times in a row to get it into my head. Watch me still call him Cornelius. No, it's good now. It's in my head. Coriolanus. Like, why are the names so hard? Please, I can't. Just call him Snow. Anyway, I remember the first time I tried to read this, and I just couldn't get the fact that I hate snow out of my head. And I'm just like, I don't want to know about him, but I want to know about Lucy Gray Baird. And I also want to know how she like schemes and manipulates him, because I feel like I've read or seen somewhere that she's like a master manipulator. So yeah. And also the trailer just looks class. Like, I'm so excited to watch the movie, and I just have to read the book first. Like, it has to happen. So yeah, I just wanted to give an update. Like, it's literally not an update. I'm on page 8. But anyway. Hey besties. Today it is Wednesday, and I think the last time I spoke to you was Monday when I started this vlog. But yesterday I was in college. I think I did a few clips. I was in college all day. Literally I left my house at like 8 o'clock and then didn't get home until like 7:30 in the evening. College. Anyway, I did end up reading my book. So I think last time I spoke to you, I was on about page 8 of the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And right now I'm on page 182, and I'm actually on part 2 of the book. I think part 2 is called The Mentor or something. Part 1 is called The Mentor, part 2 is called The Prize. So I'm on part 2 at the minute, so I'm about this much of the way through. And I'm really enjoying it so far. I still am a hater of snow, which I'm glad about, because I was scared that this book would make me like snow. And I don't want to do that, because he is the villain. He is an evil person. But it is interesting to know where he came from, and I'm really, really interested to find out how he went from being a at the minute he is a teenager with questionable opinions, but I can see how he's being molded into those thought patterns, along with having some of that inherently in him. It was like nature versus nurture, right? It was a bit of both, in my opinion anyway. But it is interesting to see that, and I'm so excited to see how he morphs from what he is now into the horrid man he is 75 years later. So, or 75, is it? No, because it's 75th. I'm so bad at maths. Like, I keep thinking, oh, how old are these people going to be? Because I keep seeing familiar surnames like Plinth and Crane and all that. So I'm trying to figure out, like, are these people's parents? Are they people's grandparents? Like, obviously, if this is set during the 10th Hunger Games, and in the very last Hunger Games movie, or the very last Hunger Games ever, it's the Quarter Quell, and it's the 75th Hunger Games, I'm pretty sure. So then that means the Hunger Games takes place 65 years after this. I bet you it probably even says it on it. I'm just a bit thick, like. But anyway, I was trying to, like, calculate the ages. I don't know where I was going with that point, but yeah, I'm really finding that interesting, figuring out more about Coriolanus Snow. I'm getting better at the name, guys. And I'm just so obsessed with Lucy Gray. Like, oh my god. I was obsessed with her at the start, and now I'm just even more obsessed with her because I can kind of see how she's starting to scheme. Oh, like, I love her. And she just has everyone wrapped around her finger. It's great. Right now, they're still at the part of the, like, they just had the interviews and stuff, so they're about to kind of, like, start the games. I think I'm after getting to the part as well that I stopped last time. I think I stopped right after they took the tour of the arena. I'm pretty sure that's where I stopped last time, and I'm past that now. So I'm very excited to see what else is going to happen, because I obviously don't know. Also, another thing to note, I'm just obsessed with Tigress. Like, what a queen. I cannot wait to see Hunter Schafer, like, bring Tigress to life. I'm so excited, because I found Tigress intriguing in the original series, but I didn't really know much. I didn't even know Tigress was Coriolanus's cousin. I just thought they were, like, I can't even remember what I thought they were. I just knew that Tigress did not like snow because of that one scene. But also, I watched the movies before I read the books, and then have read the books, like, I think I've only read the books once, and I've obviously watched the movies again since then, and I've watched movies, like, a lot of times. So most of the Hunger Games lore that's in my head is the movies, not the books, which I know is so bad. But after I read this, and after I watch the prequel, which comes out next week, I'm so excited. I will be rereading the original series and rewatching the movies, obviously. Like, how else are you supposed to do it? Anyway, I'm obsessed with Tigress, and I don't remember anything other than being vaguely intrigued by her character in the original series. So very excited to see even more development on her character. Like, she's such a queen in this. She's so good. I'm also so intrigued to see how her and Coriolanus's relationship is going to be destroyed, because obviously that's the where it's at for the Hunger Games, you know, in 65 years, that's where it's at. So I don't know. Oh my god, obsessed with the parallels that keep happening. Like, oh my god, at one point I was like, like, okay, this isn't really a spoiler, but if you don't want to know, skip. But it's on page 122, and Lucy Gray and Coriolanus are talking to each other, and basically she's thanking him for, like, coming and visiting her. He said, oh, it's nothing for me to come here, whatever, and she's saying, not to you, but it's meant the world having someone show up like I mattered. And then he goes, you do matter. And then she says something, and then he goes, you matter to me. And it just reminded me of that one scene in the Quarter Quell with Peeta and Katniss, where Peeta says something along the lines of, no one would care if I died, like, no one would care if I don't come home, like, no one's there waiting for me. You have people that care about you. And Katniss goes, I care about you, or something along those lines. And that just reminded me of that, and I was like, oh, sickened. But anyway, there was other parallels I'm not going to mention because I don't want to spoil the book, but like, even though most people have probably read this by now, because I remember the hype surrounding it when it first came out. But anyway, I'm loving it, and I'm so happy that I'm loving it. I haven't made any progress in The Secret History. Not surprised, to be honest. I don't think I'm going to touch that this week. Honestly, don't know when I'm going to finish it. Really don't know when. I also was reading my fanfic, Blame It On My Youth, by Your Eyes They Glow on Archive of Our Own. And that book, I'm so in love with it. Like, I'm just so in love with it. I've been reading it mostly at night since I started The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, because it's like a comfort thing to me. Like, I love it so much. But I don't want to talk too much about it now because I've been talking for 8 minutes already, and also I do have to leave for college soon. So I'm so glad I'm making a reading vlog again. This is so much fun. But I'm gonna go because like I said, I do have college and I need to get some shit done before I go. But I will talk to you all when I get home later, I'd say, because I am planning on reading this book while I am on the bus home from college, but also I do have some college work and articles to read through and annotate as well, so that could potentially happen on the bus way home. But you know what, I have a long free evening, so it's fine. I need to actually go now, so I'm gonna go, but talk to you all soon. Okay, quick mini segment because I just got some book mail. I got my book in the post. I ordered this like 3 weeks ago, and I ordered it off a website called Blackwell's because obviously Book Depository is gone and Blackwell's has free shipping, but their books are a bit more expensive. But basically this is a book that I read at the start of the year and was so obsessed with. I've mentioned it on my channel before. I'm so excited. This better be a floppy copy because the ones I've seen in the shop, ew, are floppy, and if not, I will be very sad. Oh, I think it is floppy. So it's Summer Suns by Lee Mandello. I'm so excited. I love this book so much. It's like the only like gothic horror type book that I like, that I've ever read that I like. Well, I've also not really tried to read that many, but it's just, it's so good. It's so good. I'm very excited about this right now. Very excited. Okay, I'm gonna go and keep doing college work and then go to college, but like, I really want to reread it now and annotate it. It's just so good. Anyways, slay. Hi besties, ignore this. I have never once figured out how to fix the lighting in my room, so we're gonna ignore it. But you might notice a bit of a difference in my face. I've just been staring at myself the whole time. I got some new glasses, so she's looking a bit different. But I wanted to give an update, a reading update to this vlog. So yesterday I spoke to you last, and it was after I got my book in the post. I have since ordered another book in the post. When I last spoke to you, I was on page 180 something, I think, of The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I have since been reading it. I read it on the way home on the bus from college, and I also read it today on the way to college on the bus and also on the way home. I was like reading it like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, because of everything that was happening. It was so good and I'm so excited to see the movie. Like, I wish I was seeing it this weekend, not next weekend. On part 3, which is called The Peacekeeper. And the way the last chapter and the last part just ended, oh my god, very confused. Like, I kind of knew which way this book was going to go, but I also wasn't sure how it was going to get to my predictions to what would happen in the games, to Snow being the way he is now, or the way he was in the original Hunger Games. It's weird because I don't know what's happening right now. There has been a big development in Snow's life and his character and just what he's doing, and I'm confused and I don't really understand why. Well, I understand why, but I'm also like, what? But also the games went as I predicted, as many people probably predicted, and I'm really excited to see now how the characters are going to interact with each other and how they're going to be dealt with. So that should be interesting. And like I said, I only have a little bit left. I also think there's a prologue, or not a prologue, I mean an epilogue in this. So that's exciting. But what I will say is I am kind of scared to watch the movie. I'm so excited to watch the movie. Actually, I'm not scared. I'm not scared to watch the movie. I'm intrigued to watch the movie because as excited as I am for it and as amazing as I know it will be, I am intrigued to find out how it's going to differ from the books, because most of the Hunger Games books were followed very faithfully in the movie adaptations. However, upon reading this, I have already seen the trailers that are out so far, which is the majority of the full trailers because it does come out in cinemas next week. So from seeing the trailers, I have made connections of certain scenes in the movie and in the book. However, it does differ quite a lot, which is interesting. And I'm not sure why the movie is done that way in comparison to books. Like, obviously, I get, like, you only have so much in a movie to talk about and everything, but it's like they're drastic changes from what I can tell. I need to rewatch the trailer, but from the looks of it, they are quite different. Not so much in the events, more so in maybe the series of events, so the timeline of everything. I didn't think originally I would like this, like I've mentioned, because it was all about Coriolanus Snow. And who likes Snow? No one. So I don't really care about him. I don't want to know about his backstory. Like, I don't care, right? But this is interesting to find out more about him. I'm not really seeing how he turns into Snow, President Snow. Like, they still feel like two totally different people to me. You can see kind of things sprinkled here and there that can be like, oh, that's a bit of Snow. Like, that's kind of something Snow would do or think. But I still can't really connect the two people yet. But obviously in this, Snow is 18 and in the original movies he's like old. Other than that, like, I'm actually really glad I read this because, one, like I've mentioned before, obsessed with Lucy Gray, obsessed with Tigress, obsessed with like all the little parallels. The biggest thing of all is I'm obsessed with seeing how the game started and how bare they were at the start compared to the way they were in the original movies and books. Like, oh my god, they have advanced so much and become so much more cruel. Like, at the foundation of it, the Hunger Games, the 10th Hunger Games in this prequel are still horrific, and you can see how they were created. And like in this book, I'm really glad that Suzanne Collins kind of, it's not really a spoiler, like I don't really think so, I don't know, maybe it is, but like the people in the Capitol at the start don't, like, before the 10th Hunger Games, I think the 10th Hunger Games is when things changed, but before the 10th Hunger Games, people in the Capitol and people in the districts did not like the Hunger Games. They did not like watching it. Well, obviously the people in districts don't want to watch it in the original Hunger Games either, but in the Capitol especially, it's not this big annual like festival, this like great time, oh my god, yay, it's like I'm a celeb. Like, no, it's this horrid thing nobody wants to look at, nobody wants to watch it, they're not forced to watch it either, and it's just like they're actually treating it with the disgust and revulsion that it deserves. Like, it is horrific, and that's the way it's viewed in this book, except from some characters like Snow and like Dr. Gowl and just other people, you can see how the seed was sown to make it into this big thing and to make it into this celebrated thing, even though it's horrific. But you can see how it was glossed over and made into a weapon, and a weapon against not only the people in the districts, but a weapon against the people in the capital. Like, it is used to control everybody. And it's just so interesting to read about that. And it's so interesting as well to see like Snow's views on that, because I know I said earlier that they feel like two separate people still, but Snow in this, like with his ideas he's bringing forward in his classes and stuff for ideas for the games and everything, and you're like, wait, whoa, why is he thinking like that? Like, that's the Snow I know. Like, it's a bit crazy. Like, the fact that these kids are coming up with rules for future generations. What? It's terrifying. When you actually think about it, it is terrifying. This book is scary, but I'm loving it. Also, another thing I will note, I have already heard the 2 songs that have been out so far from the movie, which is Catch Me If You Can by Olivia Rodrigo. Obsessed with that song. Like, it just fits the Hunger Games so well. I think the scores, just on a side note, the scores for all of the Hunger Games movies are incredible. Like, I don't think a movie score can beat those. Like, they're just, like, they're so good. And just adding Olivia Rodrigo's one to it is like, the Hunger Games scores never miss, is what I'm trying to say. But I have only heard one song that has been released so far before the movie from Lucy Gray. So it's been sang in the voice of Rachel Ziegler, I think that's her name, which is the actress who plays her. And it's The Hanging Tree, but her version. Oh my God. I didn't think I could love a song more. I love Jennifer Lawrence's version, but this version is just so good. And it feels so true to the story. Like, it genuinely feels like it is 65 years old. Like, it was sang in past generations. Like, it feels like a song that has been passed down through the generations and has turned and morphed from what Lucy Gray sings into what Katniss sings. And I just think that that's just incredible. Like, I think the musical production and music production of movies and movie scores deserve all the hype and all the love and all the credit, because, like, God's work. Absolutely. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is, so far there have been 3 or 4 songs sang by Lucy Gray. I want to know whether we're going to get all of those songs in the movie. I feel like we probably won't. We'll probably just get The Hanging Tree. Although The Hanging Tree hasn't been mentioned yet, but I feel like that could be at the end. I am really hoping that we're going to get most of these songs. Like, because I just love Rachel Ziegler's voice. I hope that's her name, Rachel Ziegler. Imagine if it's not and here's me saying it. But anyway, I think I'm going to stop talking now because I've been talking for like over 10 minutes. But I'm really enjoying this book. And I'm really glad that I'm making a vlog again. And I'm really glad that I'm reading like an actual book again. And that I get to talk about it because I'm having so much fun. I don't think I'll finish it tomorrow. But then again, I'm working Saturday and Sunday. And I could read it on my lunch break. But I don't want to have to just like contain myself for the hour and restrict myself like that. Do you know what I mean? So we shall see. I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Hello besties. Today it is Monday, and I know the last time I updated this vlog was Thursday. I didn't update on Friday because I was doing a lot of college work, and then on Saturday and Sunday I was working, so I didn't actually get time to read at all. But I only had a very, very small bit of The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes left to read. So I finished it today. Actually, literally just finished this book like 5 minutes ago. And wow, I am so much more excited for the film than I was before reading this. Like, oh, I just love this series and this world so much. And I'm so glad that this book did not make me become a I still can't say his bloody name, Coriolanus Snow sympathizer. Like, absolutely not. Thank God. Still hate him. this just made me hate him more. Like, oh, that man is evil to the core. It is literally in his DNA. Anyway, I am just so obsessed with Lucy Gray and I cannot wait to see her on screen. I cannot wait to hear Rachel Ziegler's beautiful voice grace my ears, and I really hope, like I was mentioning earlier in this vlog, that the other songs are in the movie. The other songs that have been in this book are in the movie. Also, the ending. I will say I'm not entirely satisfied with the ending. I did like it, but okay, I'm going to say minor spoilers here, so if you haven't read the book, don't listen. It's not really that big of a spoiler. But anyway, how come we don't figure out what happened to Lucy Gray? Like, she is the reason why I'm reading this, so please can someone tell me? Like, what? Also, we don't really know either what completely happens for Snow. Like, we can guess who he gets married to and how his bloodline continues, you know, because obviously he has a granddaughter in the original series, so that has to happen somewhere. So that was alluded to in this. But like, I want to know about Lucy Gray. I also want to know what the hell happened between Tigress and Snow. I also rewatched the clip and it's actually, Tigress doesn't say something like until Snow got bored of me. She says something like until he decided I wasn't pretty enough for him or something. But like, what? Like, where is the explanation? I want to know. I feel like that could have been included. It's something that would have made this book better if we figured out what happened between them. Because like, we won't know unless it's said in the movie at the end of the movie maybe. I don't know what the movie's going to be like compared to this. Wasn't entirely happy with the loose ends that were left in the end of this book. I don't know what to rate it. Maybe I'll rate it a 4 stars. I think 4 stars is a good one because I loved so many different elements of it, but I also just love those because I love the original series. But this wasn't like knock it out of the park for me. I am obsessed with the characters. I am obsessed with the backstory we got, but like I said, not entirely satisfied with the ending. So I think 4 stars is a solid one. It's not a bad book. It's a good book, but it's definitely not over 4 stars for me. So yeah, I also did not read The Secret History in this vlog. Are we surprised? Because I'm not. I don't know when I'm gonna pick up that book next, to be honest. Like, oh, it's so annoying. I hate when I like DNF books or just get out of the swing of reading a book. Like, I'm not bored of it, but I'm not entirely engrossed in the story anymore, so I just stop reading. And it's so annoying. But I have so many books on my shelves that I'm very excited to read and I haven't read yet. So The Fic, Blame It On My Youth by Your Eyes They Glow. I'll be giving more updates on that when I eventually finish it on my TikTok account, which is stephanies.leabharlann, I think. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have managed to stick with me from all of my like impromptu breaks from my channel, I appreciate it. But hopefully I'll be posting more soon, and I know I say that literally all the time and I hate when other people say that in their videos, but I will post whenever I will post. So yeah, I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!